Hi. Hello. How are ya? You can probably only see my shirt right now. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to sit on your hand. Hi. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Boss Ravioli Queens with your two favorite caregivers, Nicole Ravioli.
Boss Lady Amy.
So today, we're gonna talk babies because our new arrival is here. What did we? Business of having babies.
Yes.
Business of having babies. That's the title of the episode, guys. Sorry, it's been a long day and I'm lacking sleep, per usual.
I mean, same.
You're a new mom again, so yeah. Par for the course.
Yeah.
I should probably put this down. I'm gonna accidentally hit the button.
Yeah, you sure will. Yeah, things are different this time around because my first child actually slept through the night for about the first 6 months of his life.
Oh.
And then he started a sleep regression after that, and that lasted for a long time.
A hot minute.
So, yeah, it's interesting having a baby who is up and down all night long. I am not used to that. I was very fortunate with my son. However, on the flip side, he screamed all day long. Like, literally all day long, from sunup to sundown, we listened to him scream. So, I guess that was the trade-off.
Also, may I just say that this kid is already my bestie. She already my bestie.
She's so cute. I love her so much.
Same. I love your little human.
Me too. Alright, I suppose we should do the shameless plug.
Dink.
So, if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. We're the Boss Ravioli Queens. Together we have a lot of years in caregiving.
21 years to be exact. Combined.
Yeah, that. So, we do episodes on caregiving, trending topics, healthcare, how things relate to caregiving and healthcare, and hopefully you like our content, and we're hopefully funny and informational.
And relatable.
And relatable.
And relatable.
So at this time, we're currently not releasing any audio-only versions of our podcast.
Nope.
We're only releasing YouTube videos. However, you can go back and listen to our old audio-only versions anywhere you listen to podcasts other than Apple. And then you can also go back and watch all of our old videos on YouTube, and you can stay up to date with us as we release a new episode every week.
That part.
And yeah, come along on this journey with us. Learn, laugh, cry, other stuff.
Hopefully not cry today.
Hopefully not today. It's a good episode, I think.
You think?
I hope so.
We're celebrating GB.
Yeah. So, stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button and find out whenever we release new videos. And
That's the notification bell.
Yeah, that. Sure.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll do it at the end of the episode like I always do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the thing.
Okay, shameless plug. Over.
Dink.
However, I did want to say before we get into this episode, we have decided we are going to be re-releasing our old episodes. So if you have been with us from the beginning, thank you for your support. We really appreciate it.
We love you.
We hope that you have learned something along the way.
Or multiple things.
And so, with that being said, we used to have somebody that did the podcast with us. We no longer do. So we have decided we are going to be going back and one by one releasing new episodes with that same topic that we covered then, but we're going to be putting out a new episode with just the two of us, obviously, and kind of revamping all of those things.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say we should just keep the titles and dash revamp.
Yeah. So, yeah, and, also, too, some of the things that have been, released by now, the things have probably changed because that's the only thing that's consistent in the medical field is that everything changes all the time. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We're going to be at some point putting all of those videos in a separate playlist, so that hopefully nobody gets confused. Because again, that was old. This is new
and improved.
Yes. So we're excited for that project. It's going to take us a minute, so there might be some weeks where we don't have a video coming, because it's going to take us a while to go through and record all of that content. So
yeah, and also I brought up doing like the reaction videos to our old episodes, so I'm excited for that.
Me too. So yeah, stay tuned for that as well. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Honestly, like when we first started, we sounded so uncomfy.
Yeah, we did.
We sounded so uncomfy. And I remember, like, sitting in the hotel room and being like, we have to do this. We have to say that. We can't say that.
Like, I'm going to hit this point. Yeah. And now it's just like, whatever.
Whatevs. We just talk. We're here.
Basically. Okay, but we'll get into this episode. So we're going to be referring to her a lot, I think, as GB.
Yes, we are.
So that comes from... So my son got a slime bucket. That's a whole different story, but he got a slime bucket a long time ago, and
2 years ago
we refused to give it to him until now because I don't need that in my house.
Wasn't that also not a choice? Didn't he find it?
Yeah, he did find it. It was in hiding and he found it. Yeah, so it came with all these different mix-ins, and one of the things was glitter, and
oops.
So I was in the nursery with the baby, and then my son was playing with the slime, and he was doing the mix-ins alongside us, and he spilled a whole bunch of glitter all over the floor. And then it was all over him. And then, because glitter travels. I don't even really think he got that close to the baby, but, of course, it got on her. It got on her hair. It's still in her hair. She's had a few baths now, and we can't get it all out. It's still there. Some of it. Not there's only a few little pieces now.
A couple little stragglers.
But yeah, he got glitter all over himself. He ended up having to take a bath because it was literally head to toe. It was everywhere. So we started calling him Glitter Boy, and she's Glitter Baby. So we told them, obviously she didn't understand, but we told the both of them that, we're like, well, we hope you like these nicknames because you have them for life now.
Glitter Boy and Glitter Baby.
Glitter Boy and Glitter Baby. GB
Sounds like
and GB.
The best superheroes ever. Kid superheroes, like Spy Kids.
Yeah. I said it was like Shark Boy and Lava Girl, except it's Glitter Boy and Glitter Baby.
That's a better reference.
GB and GB. So anyway, if you hear us say GB, we're likely referring to Glitter Baby because I don't know how much else we'll be talking about Glitter Boy.
Maybe we can reverse it and call him Boy Glitter.
Yeah.
BG and GB.
Like Boy Wonder, but Boy Glitter.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess we'll start with the birth story, and then the biggest thing that we wanted to touch on is just the fact that hospitals at the end of the day are still a business, and oh man, it was interesting. It was very
business as usual.
Yeah, it was weird. But anyway, so we're gonna rewind a little bit. And we're gonna take you back to Sunday, June 29th. So buckle up. Okay, so I had been in pre-labor for about a week before that, and so I'd been getting a lot of contractions, but they were sporadic. They weren't consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And originally, I wasn't sure if they were like Braxton Hicks or like false labor or not. Until I had my last OB appointment. So that was that Thursday the 26th. And when I saw my OB, she basically explained that I was in pre-labor, she called it. So she was like, it's not quite false labor. So she's like, your body is preparing to go into labor, but you're not in actual labor yet. So she called it pre-labor.
And then she said, see you Saturday.
Yeah, she sure did. When I was walking out, she was like, see you Saturday. And I was like, no. So,
yeah, because you were scheduled for July 3rd, weren't you?
yes, I was scheduled for a C-section for, I think that was
Thursday.
Thursday, July 3rd. I was scheduled for a C-section. And so yeah, when she said that, I was like, oh boy, okay. I was like, well, she knows something that I don't. So, and, the contractions had gotten more, intense, but again, nothing, like, consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so 4 o'clock in the morning on the 29th, I woke up like out of a dead sleep. I was sound asleep, and all of a sudden I woke up and I had just the most painful, like, I don't even know how you would describe it, a contraction. I guess it feels like a stomach cramp, kind of. And so I woke my husband up, and I was like, okay, here's the deal. I was like, I'm in labor. Nothing is happening yet, but I was like, I can tell you we will be going to the hospital today. And of course he started freaking out immediately, and he was like, do we have to leave right now? And I was like, listen to my words. I literally just said, we do not have to leave right now. But we will be leaving to have a baby today. And so he called his mom, who lives an hour and a half away. And we waited a little bit. Like, we didn't call her, I think, until like 5 o'clock in the morning.
And he also nabbed your phone and texted me.
Oh, yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
And, like, when I woke up for work, all I had were messages from your husband, but from you. It was like, so Amy's in labor. We're going to the hospital when my mom gets here at, like, 6 or 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, I woke up at 9:30, and I was like, what? It's happening today?
Yeah, so it was, that was another thing, is that, he grabbed my phone and he, like, messaged her and my sisters and my parents and, like, all of the people, and we felt terrible because, so his mom works night shift, and so,
she had a rough day.
It was her day off, but she likes to keep her schedule consistent, like, even when she is off. So, when we called her at 5, she said she had literally just gone to bed at 4.
Mm.
But she still got her butt up, and she drove an hour and a half to come.
She's a trooper, dude.
She is. Oh, I've said many times that I have the best mother-in-law. She's great. Anyway, shout out to my mother-in-law.
You know who you are.
So we got to the hospital at about 8, and so I forgot to mention this before, but when my contractions first started, obviously we were timing them, and so they were like getting shorter and shorter that morning. So they had started out at 18 minutes apart, and then by the time we got to the hospital, they were like, it escalated very quickly, because when we got in the parking lot, they were about 14 minutes apart, and then by the time we actually got up to the labor and delivery unit, they were 10 minutes apart.
Okay.
So it was quick.
Someone wanted to say hello.
So then they put me on the monitors and all of the things, and so we were put in this prenatal room, basically, where, like, they weren't sure if they were gonna admit us yet. So I was on the monitors for like 2.5 hours. Yeah, because we got there at about 8, and then, yeah, I didn't actually sign like the paperwork and everything until like 10:30. And then by that point, the contractions were 5 minutes apart, and then they took me back to the OR at about 10:45, and then by that point, contractions were about 3 minutes apart. And you know, I had a C-section, obviously. So by that point, I didn't really feel it though, because like the meds are already kicked in and stuff.
Did they give you Versed?
No, I don't think so.
What did they end up, like, what did they give you?
So for a spinal tap, I mean, I don't know the medication that they give you for the actual like spinal tap to make it so that you don't feel everything.
Right.
But I know for pain management, they gave me fentanyl, morphine, and
I don't
Toradol.
remember. Because when I came to visit, you were like, the fentanyl made my nose so itchy.
Yes, so that was something that I want to get into. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit.
The girl was Vaseline in her nose every like 2 minutes.
It was horrible. Okay, so typically when you get fentanyl, you're supposed to get a Benadryl shot, but for whatever reason, they never gave me one. And I had been asking and asking and asking. And I have a couple pictures of my nose being bright red. Like, it was terrible. And, like, for that reason alone, I would not do Fent, because, oh my god, I couldn't handle what it did to my nose. And I kept saying, I was like, if this is what it does just to my nose, I can't even imagine what it would do to the rest of my body.
Yeah, probably not.
Like,
Probably not.
but anyway, we'll get back into that a little bit later, because there was...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. There was a couple parts of my hospital stay that I was like, okay. That was one of them. And like, the funny part was, like, each time the nurses, like, every time I would see a new nurse, and I would ask, like, hey, can I get that Benadryl? They'd be like, oh, sure. And then they would just, like, not come back. And then, like, I would ask about it later, and then it would be like, oh, yeah, the doctor never ordered it. And I'm like, okay, well...
Can you order it?
Can the doctor order it then? But then part of the reason why they wouldn't do it was because that was something that was supposed to be given by anesthesiology. And so the on-call attendings didn't want to mess with it or whatever, because they weren't sure if there was a reason as to why anesthesiology didn't do it. So then, like, nobody wanted to mess with it. So then
It's flippin' Benadryl.
yeah, so
It's
then
not
I
gonna
ended
do
up just
anything.
not getting it at all, and it was horrendous.
I literally, like, if I was you, I would have asked your husband to go and get me Benadryl, for, like, over the counter.
Yeah.
I would have, because F that.
Yeah, and then they finally gave me Nubane, which is like basically Benadryl, but it's non-drowsy. They finally gave me Nubane like a couple hours before I was discharged.
That sounds like a witchy ingredient to something. It really does. Sorry, continue.
But no, it's okay. But yeah, so she was born at 11:11 a.m. And yeah, it was really crazy. So a couple things that's not supposed to happen when you get a spinal tap. Your arms are not supposed to be numb. Mine were. Because typically it's from like the chest down, everything is numb. But I don't know if they told me that the medication just worked too well. I don't know if maybe...
Nah, somebody messed up somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know exactly, like, if I got too much or what, but...
They might have even, like, gone too high with the injection, too.
I don't know, but my arms, like, everything, it was really scary, because it was pretty much, like, from my neck down, everything was completely numb. And the weird part about a spinal tap is, like, you still can move, but you don't feel that you're moving.
Dude.
So like they were asking me to wiggle my fingers because I said I can't feel my arms, and they were like, well, you should be able to, and I was like, but I can't. So then they were like, okay, wiggle your fingers for me. And I saw, like, I was doing it, but I couldn't feel that I was doing it. It was so trippy.
No, no, thank you. No, thank you.
And so then what they had to do was they had to shift the operation table, because basically they were like, okay, the medication is too close to you, like your heart or whatever, so then they just had to like shift it so that way it started to flow away from my heart, which did help a little, and because it started to get really hard to breathe, like it felt very, very, very heavy on my chest, and they said that you should feel like a pressure, like it should feel like you've got something heavy on your chest, but it shouldn't feel hard to breathe. So
again, nope. You can keep that. Nope.
So it got better once they like put my head up and then put my feet down. But then it started to get a little scary again, because then obviously for the operation they had to even out the table. So then I was like laying like totally flat. And yeah, and then they asked me after she came out, they were like, do you want us to put her on your chest? And I was like, I would love that. I was like, but I literally can't feel my arms right now. So I was like, that's not gonna happen. So I was like, you can just take her, do whatever you need to do. Like, let me get feeling back in my body first.
I know. And then, so after your hubby messaged and said that you had the baby and everything went well, I had asked about visitors, and I assume he asked you because his response back was, Amy says she can take visitors when she can feel her legs again.
That's true. I remember he asked me, he was like, hey, how do you feel about Nicole coming? And I was like, I said, let me feel my legs again.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me get to
let me get back to normal.
Yeah, like let me get to that point real fast. And then I was like, visitors we're good.
So didn't end up getting to visit till the next day because she birthed the whole human.
Yeah, it took several hours for feeling to come back. Like it was crazy. So yeah,
the first thing that you said to me when I walked into your room was about your caffeine with Duncan.
Wait, what did I say exactly?
You said something about, damn, it's so good to be able to have caffeine again or whatever.
Oh.
And then you like showed me your drink and I was like, oh, lucky you. He got you Duncan.
Yeah. So yeah, it's so surreal. Like when they wheel you back from the OR back into your room, it's the wildest thing. You're just like, oh, I just had major abdominal surgery. Now I have this newborn on me, and you're like, what? Like you literally.
It's a little disorienting, huh?
It's weird because like you know what's going on. Like the medication doesn't mess with you so much that you're like, it's not that you're unaware, but it's just so. Exactly, it's so disorienting that you're just like, huh? And yeah, it's like really. I don't know. You can't even like move by yourself because like your legs are so like heavy that like I kept trying to readjust and I just like couldn't. And I like really wanted to sit up because I was holding the baby because at this point my arms, I was starting to get feeling back in my arms, but you know it took hours to get feeling back in my legs. And so I'm like holding the baby and I'm like trying so hard to sit up and I'm just like,
this is pointless. Nurse, I need a lift. I need a boost.
Yeah, they did have to boost me at one point. So yeah, that is one thing that is just like so odd. And yeah, I don't know. So there was like a couple things in the hospital that was just like one of the things was like they waited like a really, really, really long time to take me to the bathroom. And normally like you can go by yourself, but the thing is that when so they put a catheter in for the surgery, and then when you have all that numbing medication coursing through your body, and then you also have a catheter, basically your bladder kind of like falls asleep. And so for the first time that you go to the bathroom, like you don't actually feel like you have to go. And so I was in bed for like several hours before I even had the urge to go. And well, actually I didn't even have the urge. The nurse made me get up and try. And yeah, so that was one thing, because she had asked me, she was like, have anybody like taken you to the bathroom or anything? And I was like, no. And she was like, you need to try. So that was one thing that was a little like, okay.
Okay, so now I have to ask you though, because as caregivers, like, we do all of the things. So how weird is it to have someone help you to the bathroom?
It's really weird. It was weird the first time around when I had my son, and it was weird the second time around with my daughter. And it's not something that I would wish on anybody.
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
It's really awkward because, like, you know, the nurse was like waiting outside the bathroom, and she kept like coming back in, like checking on me, and it was really nice, but it was just like, this is weird. And yeah, it's like, how do I say this without being
graphic?
Yeah. The amount of red fluids that comes out the first time you use the bathroom.
The red sticky fluids.
Yeah, the red sticky fluids is, it feels like it should be really alarming, but it's not because it's normal. And you're like, oh my god, I'm bleeding this much. And it's like, it's perfectly normal. And they're like, oh yeah, that looks great. And I'm like, does it?
Does it though?
Does it though? Oh, another thing that absolutely is not wonderful about being in the hospital. So they have to do a fundal massage.
What is that?
So basically, like I want to say it's every 6 hours when you give birth, they have to massage your abdomen in order to prevent blood clots. And yeah, it's horrible. It is.
Let's make this very clear. C-section. All of this was cut open, and they have to massage it.
Yeah, it's horrible. And like, it's only lasts for like a little bit, because they literally just have to check to make sure that you're not clotting. And they don't even press that hard, but it's so tender. It is some of the worst pain I've ever experienced.
No. No.
Oh.
Could and would never.
Okay, so one of the odd things, one of the other, like, weird things, when I was in the hospital was the lady, like, I had asked her for, like, underwear. They give you, like, mesh underwear. And she was like, oh yeah, like, you probably want that, huh? And I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like that. So that was kind of weird. Just like the whole bathroom thing in general, just like, again, how I waited for like hours to go was just kind of.
My dude, you should have called me. I would have been there in 2.2. I would have bitched them all out. You know I know my things. I already swore once. I'm trying so hard. Listen, we talk about advocating for our residents, but you should see me with my family, dude. It's go nuts. Not belligerently, because we're all medical staff, but like, do your job, bro.
Yeah. So that was one thing. Another thing. I had it.
Oh, did it leave? You have butter on your nose.
Do I?
It's like on this. Yeah, right about there.
Probably,
From GB?
yeah, from GB or BG.
Boy glitter.
Boy glitter. Okay, well, that thought it's left the station.
It's okay, it'll come back.
Yeah. Another thing, this was not the thought that left my brain. But another thing that was like not the greatest was the fact that one of their arguments for sending me home early, not arguments, but one of the reasons for an early discharge was the fact that I didn't ask for anything stronger than the pain meds that I was getting, which was literally 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol and 600 milligrams of ibuprofen every 6 hours. They were like, yeah, you haven't even asked for anything stronger, like you're doing so well. And by that point, it had been just a little over 24 hours since I had had the morphine and the fentanyl. And the anesthesiologist did say that it usually takes about 24 hours to fully leave your body. So they said that you probably won't have the full effects of the pain for at least 24 hours. So that was another reason too that I didn't need anything, because my bases were covered.
So a little hopped up.
Yeah.
Well, actually, those are downers. So hop down.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Honestly, it was just my experience wasn't bad at all. It was a very good experience. It was just, it felt very rushed. Like they said that the average C-section stay is 2 to 3 days. But they basically were like, well, you're doing great, baby's doing great, there's no reason for you to be here that long. Which, I mean, valid argument.
That
but
friggin' video popped into my head. You're doing great, sweetie!
But yeah, it was just, it felt very rushed, and that aspect of it felt very impersonal and just kind of
businessy.
Yeah, just okay, you're in, you're out, you had your baby, goodbye. See
you later, enjoy your newborn.
Pretty much. And I mean, you have to remember, you just had a major abdominal surgery, and then you also have this newborn that you're okay, I have to take care of you now. And there's no, C-sections are the only type of surgery where there's no really follow up. There's no PT. There's really nothing. I asked about pain management, and they were yeah. They were just pick up some over the counter stuff. And they were yeah, it'll be cheaper because you won't have to get I almost said subscription. Prescription. And I was okay. That's fair, but it would be nice to, not have to do that.
Yeah.
Just stop at the pharmacy real quick and just have it dispensed, but
so
whatever.
I want to bring up, women are incredible beings, okay? The amount of disrespect that we have to put up with on a daily basis after going through things like birthing a human, especially by C-section, that's wild. Y'all got problems.
And not only that, but you are literally, they want you up and walking 6 hours after surgery.
Yeah.
So, and I did. They got me up at the 6 hour mark because the nurse that I had, she was if you want a little bit more time, like I can give you more. And I was like, well, it's not really gonna make a difference. Like, just get me up at the 6 hour mark. Like, that's what you're supposed to do anyway, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Like, you have this newborn to care for. You're walking around. Like, it's literally been 2 weeks, and I'm already, driving to appointments, taking care of 2 children. Like, my husband goes to work during the day while I'm on leave. So it's like I'm literally doing all of this by myself, and it's only been 2 weeks since I've had surgery.
Which I think is a fair time to bring up that, like, paternity leave needs to also be a thing.
Yep, my husband got 3 days. 3 days of leave. And, it was not enough.
Which is literally the same amount of leave they give you for a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense?
Yep.
Because, like, everybody is all about, oh, the kids need both parents. Okay, well then make that a thing. Make that a thing so nobody has to struggle.
Right. Like, it would be amazing if he was able to stay home with me for these 8 weeks.
Uh-huh.
Like, it would be wonderful.
Well, and on top of that, he wants to, he just can't.
Yeah. He very much wants to. And honestly, if we could afford it, if we had a savings, I'd be like, just take the time unpaid. Unfortunately, we cannot afford it. We're already losing one income, me. And that's another crazy thing too, like the fact that it's
fact that you
good.
have to use PTO.
Yeah. Like, luckily, I've been lucky enough to where I could use some of my PTO, but in order to tired.
Same.
In order to make it stretch for 8 weeks, I had to narrow it down to 24 hours a week. And that is a little bit more than half of what I normally work in a week. Normally I work 40 hours or more, because that's me. And so 24 hours, obviously it would be 20 if it was half, and so luckily I was able to do at least 24, which is better than nothing, but it's definitely taken a huge toll on our finances. So we do get 12 weeks of maternity leave, but unfortunately I can't afford that.
10?
I'm taking 8.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, because I literally had enough PTO for exactly 8 weeks if I did 24 hours a week. If I did any more than that, I would have had to shorten my leave even more.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready for that. Originally I was going to take a 6-week leave, but my husband was like, no, like you deserve your 8 weeks. It's 2 extra weeks. We'll be fine. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's so much, like, when it comes to having a baby. Like, there's so much involved, from like your time in the hospital to everything after that. And then of course, like, I had to get my baby added to my insurance. So that was the whole thing, and now I'm paying over $300 for a family plan, which is wild.
And see, like, this is my big thing with the pro-life people. If you're pro-life, then you should want the best quality of life, not just the birth. You're pro-birth, you're not pro-life, because
Correct.
You don't give a single shit about the baby once it's born.
Correct.
You just want to force people to have babies.
Exactly. If we were all pro-life, the benefits would be outstanding.
Like, in other countries, some people get, like, 2 years of paid leave.
Mm-hmm.
Paid leave for 2 years to raise your kid. And obviously, I think that's just the mom that gets that, but the dad also gets an exorbitant amount of paternity leave.
Yeah,
Wow, I'm using big words today with my tired brain. Go me.
I want to say there are some countries that do like 6 months of paternity leave.
I believe so.
Which honestly, I mean, I feel like I feel like that's more than enough time. Like, I think I would go crazy if I stayed home for 6 straight months.
Yeah.
Like, I probably, if I lived somewhere that had 2 years of maternity leave, I don't think I'd take the whole thing.
I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't.
It would drive me crazy.
You'd be going like stir crazy after 3.
Yeah. Like, I'm already ready to get back to work. Like,
This
going
girl is
crazy.
already in her second nesting phase. Like her afterbirth nesting phase.
I'm going crazy. Like, send help.
Send help. That's why I said I'm gonna come over this weekend. So you have more contact than like just you baby and hubby and obviously other little one. Like, I'm trying to be here, girl. I'm trying.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. You're doing a better job than most, so.
Also, this is completely unrelated, but I feel like I need to say it. I know that my bun is going that way. It's because of my residence. I worked before I came here, and I gave showers, and they all want to mess with my bun every single time. And I just didn't have the wherewithal to redo it today. I don't care. I do not care. You wanted caregivers, you got caregivers, bro.
Yeah, it's wild. And also too, like, going from my job, which is like taking care of people, to strictly a newborn, like, all the time is just, it feels like a lot of the same, but at the same time it's also not. So I don't know, it's just, the whole thing is crazy. Also, one of the things too is that the on-call attending when I was at the hospital wasn't like super keen on the fact that I wanted to do a C-section. She had asked me if I wanted to try like pushing first, and I was like, no. But unfortunately, my on-call, or my OB was not on call. And then the nurses were like, oh, funny that, she was on call literally yesterday. So I think that's why she had said see you Saturday.
She was hoping.
She was hoping. And then, but she was not on call that Sunday. So then she came and visited me on Monday. And she was like, darn it. She was like, I wanted to be the one to deliver you. Oh yeah, that was one of the things I was going to say. I think this might have been the train of thought that left the station earlier.
Bet.
Don't remember. But we're here now. So part of the reason as well when they discharged me, so I was in the hospital. We went there obviously Sunday morning, had the baby, whatever. And then we were discharged Monday night. We were out by like
5, wasn't it?
Yeah,
5:30.
like 5. Like, it was like dinner time.
Yeah.
Because we stopped at the store and we grabbed dinner.
I remember because you messaged me and told me that they were discharging you, and I was like, already?
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, because I messaged you, I want to say it was like 3:30, and I was like, yeah, they're discharging us. And
Yeah, because we had come to visit, and then just a couple hours later, you were like, yeah, we're getting discharged today.
Yeah.
I was like, dang.
Yeah, because you were going to come back.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, no need.
No need.
Yeah, so that was crazy. And so, like, nobody had actually rounded on me. Like the doctors that were in the labor and delivery unit. My OB had come down from the clinic side to check on me. And then basically they counted that as like rounding. And so when the nurse had asked me if anybody had rounded on me, I was like, no. I said my OB had come and popped in, but I was like, she didn't, like, I haven't seen any of the doctors from the actual, like, L&D unit. And she was like, okay, well, they're saying that you've been rounded on. And I was like, okay, but I haven't. And she was like, yeah, I know. She was like, that doesn't count, but apparently it does. And I was like, all right, bet.
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out to that nurse. She was great. The one that I had on Monday, she came in and she was very honest with me. There was also a lot of eye rolls when it came to, like, asking me if a nurse had done this or that, and I would be like, no, and she'd be like, of course they didn't, or of course they did, or whatever the situation was.
See, I love nurses like that because that's us.
Yeah, she was very honest. She was great. She was really, really great. So yeah, that was definitely, it was interesting. But yeah, it was very, I don't know, business of having babies, man. It's just, they get you in and they get you out.
And honestly, that just like proves our point further that like we're all just numbers.
Yeah.
To them. It's very much still a business, and I think they've lost sight of patient care.
Right. Yeah, and I mean the on-call attending, she was really great, but like, I genuinely don't think after the surgery, I don't think I saw her again. I think it was just the nurses after that. I remember anesthesiology, I think they checked on me once just to make sure, like, that everything was good with the meds. But yeah, it's
a business.
It's wild stuff, honestly. It's crazy. And two, because I had like a plan with my OB, and obviously, babies do what they want, so that didn't really happen. That was part of it too, was like the on-call attending was she was really nice, but everything made her nervous. Like, she was like, okay, like, are you sure you want to do the C-section? And I was like, well, yeah, like, no matter what, it was my plan, like. And I had even said, like, because my OB and I had discussed, if I went into labor early, she said, like, don't wait for labor to progress. Come into the hospital, tell them this was my plan, tell them, like, I'm asking for an emergency C-section, and she was like, we will honor that. Like, no matter what, I knew I was having a C-section, whether it was scheduled or emergency or not. And she was very like, well, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, like.
What do you mean?
And then another thing too was I had asked for the Nexplanon, which is like the arm, like, birth control implant thing. And she wouldn't do it because she was like too nervous. She was like, well, that's like a thing you have set up with your OB. Like, I don't want to mess with that. Like, I would feel more comfortable if you would just do it in clinic at your next appointment. And I was like, okay. I purposely chose to have it done in the hospital because I knew that I would be on pain meds. And I was like,
Speaking of, how's your arm doing?
It feels a lot better. But I have fibromyalgia. If you've been here a long time,
any
listener,
length of time, really,
you would know that. And so, like, I specifically told her, like, I wanted to do it in the hospital because I knew that it would, those pain medications, like, would help a lot. And she was just like, I don't know, like, she was very nervous. Which is interesting. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing to be a nervous person and be a doctor.
It's not. You have to make snap decisions all the time.
Right. And then even, like, when I went for my 2-week post-op, and I had asked the medical assistant about it, and she was like, they normally do those in the hospital. She was like, you didn't get it done in the hospital? And I was like, no, I tried. The lady wouldn't do it. And then I had asked my OB about it when she came in that Monday to see me, and she was like, they didn't do it yet? And I was like, no. And she was like, ugh, we'll just do it in clinic at your 2-week appointment. And I was like, okay.
The reason I giggled is because we were talking about, like, the nervous, anxious attending or whatever. And it reminded me of someone that we work with that wants to be a doctor.
Oh.
Fat chance, my guy. He hurts my brain.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't mean to shit on anybody else's dream, because, like, as far as book smarts go, I'm sure he's got it, but, like, the common sense is lacking hard.
You know, it's really funny because, like, a lot of the people that I know that are, like, incredibly book smart
They're
lack
so stupid.
so much common sense.
They're so dumb.
So dumb. Like I say all the time, some of the smartest people I know are some of the dumbest people I've ever met.
Smart dumb people are really, like, it's a real thing. It's
It
huge.
really is. Like, they can tell you all about these different, like, I don't know, like, scientific theories, and they could talk for hours about these different, like, studies that have been done, and could recite the history books, and can tell you all of these wonderful things.
Yup.
But then they literally couldn't do, I don't know, what's
a bed change, a chuck change.
Yeah, like you could say like, oh, okay, do this, and they're like, huh?
This person literally apparently came into the room with me for moral support. Rolled the bed out. He's standing on the other side. I rolled the person. I got the chuck pad. I was the one that tucked the chuck from my side of the bed. Me. Reaching over, tucking, doing the things. This person's just standing there, oblivious to what's going on, apparently. I did it all. And at one point, I was like, do you want to, like, hold him? I was like, that would be a great help right now. I shouldn't have asked. No strength. And, like, said person, you know who I'm talking about, holds on to their bed rail. Like, not that much to hold on to, and dude couldn't. And I'm not trying to, like, shit all over people, but damn. That was bad. It was really bad.
You know, I think there's something to be said about, like, doctors who've been doing what they've been doing for a really long time.
Yeah.
They really do eventually forget that, like, the procedure that they're doing or the care that they're providing or whatever, like, there's a person behind that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just, like, okay, you know, snip, snip, like, do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, sure, whatever, done. Like, there's a whole person there.
Yeah.
It's not just...
Like, you may have done this procedure or surgery 1,000
right.
or multiple thousands of times, but it's on a different person every time.
Mm-hmm. Like, we're not just, like, some dummy rag doll or something, you
or
know?
like a cow.
Right, like there's more that meets the eye, you know, like
That was bothering me. Sorry y'all had to see that. I had something in my teeth. It just like made an appearance and I was like, okay, I'm grabbing that.
That's fair. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I feel like at some point, I feel like all doctors kind of hit this like point where they just...
It's like a wall.
Yeah, like they just lose that sense of like, this is, yeah, like this is a person and not just like...
A slab of meat.
Yeah, literally a slab of meat with a bunch of paperwork.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
We're only slabs of meat when we pass away and are actually just bodies on a table.
Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like eventually, I mean, there's gotta be good doctors. Obviously there are.
I mean, there are, but like, there's such a high turnover everywhere right now because of everything going on with the political climate. Like, there's doctors and professors from colleges and like other professionals who have moved out of the country because they can't practice here because it's not safe for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
that only leaves room for like the crappy doctors that want to be here.
Right. Yep, exactly. I mean, honestly, I don't think I really have much more to say about this episode.
Yeah, no, I'm good. The only thing left that I want to say is I want to reiterate that I love GB so much. I love her so much.
She's so cute. Just take our word for it. She's so cute.
Also...
And she looks exactly like her brother. She's like literally a mini-me of her brother, and it's adorable.
I can't wait to watch her grow up. Like, I don't want it to go fast, but I can't wait to watch her grow up. Also, I cried when I held her for the first time. Happy tears. Because it's just this little life.
She did.
He did.
And then I have a picture of literally right after that.
And I'm all smiles. No tears.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do the thing.
Do the thing.
All right. Julie, do the thing. You can find us on Facebook and TikTok at Boss Ravioli Queens. You can also email us bossravioliqueens@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified every single time we post a new episode. And I say this every time, who wouldn't? Unless you're a loser. Until next time, mini raviolis.
Bye.
Bye.